What's up, guys, and welcome back for another Diablo 3 set dungeon guide. This one's going to be going over the Marauder set. So just going over quickly kind of the build that I use to do this, and then I'll kind of commentary over my completion of it and kind of give you the strategy. You'll be using all the Marauder pieces, right? Now, don't worry about like Paragon and all that stuff like that. The damage and the difficulty of this is probably equivalency of like, Torment 6 or something like that. But for this, I'm using all the Marauder pieces, and then I'm using Reaper Wraps to generate hatred. Focus and Restraint, so I'm going to be alternating between Evasive Fire and Cluster Arrow, and then going to be using Bombarder's Rucksack with Manticore. As far as rolls go, you're looking for like CDR, crit, area damage, and stuff like that. We're going to be using the Hellfire Amulet with the custom engineering on it, but really you can get any of the 4 required passives here. So let's go on to skills. With that being said, I'm going to be using Evasive Fire Focus, right? Cluster Arrow with Maelstrom, so we're going to want cold damage on some of our gear like our amulet and our bracers and stuff like that. Sentry with Polar Station, this is going to slow guys around, and then Vault with Tumble. I don't use a Vault a whole lot in this set dungeon, but if you're running out of time, you can actually use it in between, but you're going to have to be careful. And I'll explain why in a bit. Companion, you don't have to really have a rune here because you're going to get all of them with Marauders, and then Vengeance with Seethe. You need Blood Vengeance, Tactical Advantage, and Ballistics. That's why we're going with Maelstrom instead of Grenades, because the rockets will help you kill the mobs in the set dungeon quicker than grenades would. Grenades are going to kind of allow things to get into melee range easier. And then Archery, right? We want Custom Engineering, but my Hellfire Amulet already had Custom Engineering, so I'm just going to put an Archery here. That's going to give us 50% crit damage from using a crossbow. And then going on to the cube down here, we're going to be using Vestige of Gunas to help, keep, we don't want to take any damage, right? Unnecessary damage. Even though nothing's going to be in, melee range, we just don't want to make sure nothing crazy happens. And then Dawn for the cooldown for Vengeance, and then Convention of Elements, which you're going to be cycling onto the cold, right? But I don't really focus a lot on the cycle here. Your main strategy is going to be kind of like walking through the set dungeon. All right. As far as the gems go, Bane of the Powerful, Bane of the Trapped, and then you can Desire Stone of Vengeance. And that's for the distance thing, right? So in order to get to the said dungeon, right, you're going to go over here to Act 3 and go to the Bridge of Korsek. Once you get in here, you're going to go right up the middle of this zone. We're going to get past all these bros. I'm on 13, but this build is kind of spec'd for the said dungeon. Once you get up here to where this Tribulache is, this set dungeon's right here. So as you can see here, primary objectives for the Marauder set dungeon is going to be kill 140 enemies with 3 or more sentries active, and then don't allow any enemies in melee range. For basic, you need to kill 100 monsters within the time limit, and 1 objective. For mastery, you need to complete both and kill everything, right? But I'll kind of show you the strategy while I'm running it to help you do this. I actually got this on the first try, and this is the last set dungeon I needed to do for the Demon Hunter, and this was actually probably one of the easier ones, even easier than probably Natalia's Vengeance, right? All right, so we're going to go right into it with this is my run that I'm going to commentary on here. So the idea here is that you're going to be just keeping sentries up as much as possible. Whenever it's off cooldown, just put it in front of you, and then you're just going to be kind of walking through the rift. It's a cave level, so, you can kind of control things and not let things get, flank you or get behind you. But you definitely want to get up to that 3 sentry mark before you start killing things. There's plenty of mobs in here to actually get this objective complete, but if you drop it, then I'm not sure if you can actually get it right back. You'll probably just fail it straight out. All the mobs in here are super easy, right? And you can get them all at a distance with Cluster Arrow. The big one is watch your mini-map for the little skull. If you don't see a mob and you see a skull, that's going to be the worms that burrow, right? And you have to kind of time it. So if you see that, kind of go a little bit close and then vault backwards and just try to like get them out of the ground, because they will pop out underneath you just like they always do. And if that does happen, that constitutes as melee range. Now, for this completion, I actually got right down to the wire just because I was kind of going a little bit slow because I wanted to get it on the first try. But you can probably vault more when you're running it and save a lot of time. It's very, very easy. And once you figure out the map layout and all that stuff, which it's not too hard to get around. You just kind of like, kill everything and just kind of do checks and balances, right? Just kill everything and then make sure you clear the map. Don't leave anything up. But as you can see here, I'm just kind of alternating in between Evasive Fire and Cluster Arrow to keep my Bastion of the Will up. And then also if there's no mobs around, I'm just going to be like kind of stutter stepping with Evasive Fire to keep hatred going. You see this guy right here? This is a worm guy. There, so we got him. That's your biggest enemy here, because you can keep everything out of melee range pretty easily. and that's going to be really close to you. But those worms can really kind of wreck your day, especially near the end. Once you actually do get the first objective, which is killing 140 with sentries up, you can kind of drop off of the whole sentry grind. You don't have to keep 5 up or whatever. It does help though if you put them in between you and the mobs, because it does slow them down with polar station. Just be careful whenever you're going like this. You're going down screen, because you have less in Diablo 3. You have less visibility when you're going from top of the screen to bottom of the screen, as opposed to going from bottom to top. So you want to go a little bit slower when the map is actually heading south. And you see here, I'm making sure that sentry is always going to be in front of me, just in case some guys start trying to like sprint at me or something, because there are some fast mobs here, and just alternating cluster arrow in front of me too is going to help. You see the rockets right there? They're just going to fire off and kill everything that I normally wouldn't be able to see. There are some elite packs in here, which they're not tough at all, but just be careful with them, because they can kind of like pop out at you. You see here, got like 2 minutes and 10 seconds left right at this point. So I think I complete this at you have 5 minutes to do it, and I completed it in 4 minutes and 58 seconds, only because I had to look for like the last mob, which I don't know if it was a worm or not. One of them was an elite that I had to get, and I had to kind of go to the opposite side of the map because he was stuck in a corner that I didn't see. So make sure you do clear the map entirely, so you don't have to double back too much. All right, coming through here. Yeah, this is probably it's kind of stressful, just because you don't want anything to like surprise you and get into melee range and kind of wreck your whole run. But it's definitely one of the easier Demon Hunter ones that you can do. And since Sentry allows you to actually like control mobs a little bit, all you have to do is be patient. Like this guy right here, this is a worm, right? Boom. If you get close enough, and usually your companions will actually get him to pop out of the ground. Just don't go crazy fast with Vault. As you can see here, I'm not even using Vault a whole lot. I'm just kind of like staying consistent going through this on this run. You could probably use Vault if you're really confident and and you've run the map enough that you kind of know where the mobs are. But mob placement is random. Map will always be the same. But I don't know. I just don't advise going crazy with Vault, because you could Vault right into a pack, and then that just completely takes out mastery for that run. All right, so going through here, you have about 30 seconds left. I'm going down here. I know this is probably gonna be a dead end, but there could be like some stragglers down here, like this guy right here. And that's a worm too. See what I'm saying? I need to add right there. So you just don't want to look at those guys get up underneath you, because that will fail your mastery. All right, so you can see here, I've got 2 enemies left. I've got 13 seconds. I've got to find them real quick. So I made my best judgment to go down here where I kind of didn't connect these 2 areas, and there he is. There's one, and then the other one is right there. It's like I'm down to 1 second right there, and he pops out of the ground, and I get it right at the last second. Really, really crazy. But yeah, I was actually able to get all 4 of my Demon Hunter set dungeons done with this guide. So now I have the pennant, which is awesome. But anyway, I hope that helps you in completing the Marauder set dungeon. It's not difficult. Just get all the pieces required. Take your time with it. Watch out for the worms. 5 minutes is plenty of time for the map and for the mob types. So with that being said, thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Also, watch us live on Twitch. Go try it. We stream every day Diablo on Twitch. And yeah, peace out.